What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me going over the Ragnarok artifact wish draw event, guys, and going over the best cards that you want to be making sure you get as a priority, as there are gonna be like card sets that are actually useful versus ones that aren't, and so you want to definitely prioritize these specific card sets we're gonna be going over in this video. So for you guys that don't know how the Ragnarok artifact wish draw event works, the way it works is that you have a wish list here, and you're actually going to select specific cards that you want, and you will be able to actually summon for these cards. And as you guys can see on the rates here, you can see that each card is going to be at a 0.33% chance of actually pulling, but once you put a card on your wish list, it will actually change the rates of the actual card, and it will say that the card is going to be a rate up. Now when you put a full set of cards here, so let's just set a full set of SSR cards here. Let's say you set up the cards like this, and you're like, okay, these are the cards that I want to get. As you guys can see, it's going to say the total rate for each of the cards, so it's going to be 13.3, 13.3, and then 13.3, and then the rest is going to be lowered at a 2.222, right? So that's going to be the way that you guys are going to like chase specific cards for artifact card sets. Now before we actually decide which cards you actually want to go for, let's actually pull up this little image that I have set up here. And we're actually going to go over this image together and kind of discuss which of the artifact cards are going to be the most important. Alright guys, so these are the 6 artifact cards that you are able to get through the event. I could be missing one. If I am, correct me in the comment section below, but these are the ones that I looked through, and I made sure to kind of check which ones are which, and these are the 6 that I actually determined are all from Ragnarok. Now in terms of the ones that are the most beneficial for your account, the ones that I will say that are going to be the most beneficial are going to be the Not Alone card set, so the one with the tier card set. Because this one's actually going to give you 10% damage reduction, which is actually very beneficial when doing like Heroes Arena, and then just using it in general for just straight up 10% damage reduction. Because the only thing that the card set requires is that you have one ally of a Ragnarok characteristic alive, so you get a total of 10% damage reduction. So that's going to be one of your highest priority cards, card sets. The next card sets that are going to be pretty important as well are going to be Different Response, and then also a Cold Winter Day, as these 2 card sets right here, guys, are going to be very beneficial for guild boss and getting high points on that with Ragnarok based teams. So the first one here is going to increase the attack of allies with Ragnarok characteristic by 2.5% for each buff applied to the enemies on the battlefield. Now this one's going to be really good against the Einik guild boss, if I'm not mistaken, because he is the one who gets a ton of blue buffs, and that's the one where you actually want to like completely nuke him pretty much, right? So that's going to be pretty important right there. Definitely a worthwhile card set. The second one that I mentioned right here, the Different Response one, is going to be good because it's also for a guild boss type of scenario, because increases the basic stats of allies with Ragnarok characteristic by 3% for every debuff applied to the enemy, and a limit of 6 times. This is going to increase your basic stats of the Ragnarok allies when attacking into debuff enemies. And when you're doing like a Kellic nuke, and having the extra basic stats on your Ragnarok characters is going to be very beneficial for just hitting harder and, you know, obviously doing higher nukes. So those are like the main 3 that I would highly advise you guys go for first. These 3 card sets right here, so Not Alone, Different Response, and a Cold Winter Day. And then the other 3 card sets aren't as beneficial, guys. So you have like the Summer Special one, which is going to be a resistance card set. This one's okay, but I've never really had to like use it really. If you do use like Green Valenti like resistance teams, this card set is very helpful, because you do get an extra 20% resistance on top of that. But like other than that, you're really not going to be using that card set. And then the single target attack one is pretty good, but remember, it excludes PvP and deathmatch, so the only time you're actually really using this is going to be on like, you know, final boss, or just like, you know, regular PvE content. Like it's not going to be a card set that you're really using on the regular, and so this isn't really one I would recommend getting early on. But it's definitely a okay card set at that. And then the final one that we have, guys, is going to be the Giants of the Ragnarok. So this is going to increase Giant Race allies damage dealt, and then increase their defense related stats. Now this one is okay, but I'm not going to say that this one is going to be like a priority, because Giant allies right now aren't really like, you know, the greatest type of characters right now, right? Like there's not like an insane amount of Giants, but this is definitely a card set that you guys do want to get just for like future proofing your like Giant characters, because this is pretty good though, considering it's damage dealt increase, and then also defense related if they're debuffed, which definitely you can definitely find scenarios where this does happen in like Heroes Arena or even just like PvE in general. So yeah, in terms of the priority list, guys, this is the way you want to actually prioritize your artifact wish cards. You want to make sure you get all the cards from the tier card set, so the not alone card set, because this is going to be the damage reduction one, very useful for Heroes Arena. So that's the first one. The second one is going to be either a Cold Winter Day or different response, as both of these are going to be very useful for your guild boss and also just clearing PvE content in general. So if you are doing like guild boss nukes with like Ragnarok units, you definitely want a Cold Winter Day. And then if you're doing like you know, debuff related nukes as well, then you're going to go with different response. And then the last 3 card sets that are left over, I would probably say go for the Giants of the Ragnarok, then Summer Special or Special Summer, and then Adventures in Midgard, because that would be kind of the priority of like usage rate, right? Like I would probably use the Giant one if I'm having like a Giant base team in like Heroes Arena, let's say, in the future, if that's a thing. Resistance would be mainly if you're rocking like a Green Valenti setup, and then the Adventures in Midgard would be when you're using single target base skills. So now that we know exactly what cards we want to be going for, guys, let's actually go on the wish list here and try and snipe the specific cards that we actually need. So the first one that we would actually go for would be the tier card set right here. So this is the one that we would go for. So what we would do is we'd actually make sure that we set all the cards from the tier card set as a priority, and you're just going to start using them to summon for the cards. Now, if you already have all the card packs, right, and you already have every single card on this list, you don't actually need to, you know, collect extra of like the S, of like the R and the common ones, because it's not going to benefit your account. What you can do though, guys, is like, let's say I'm done all the artifact cards, we finished out all of them and we collected all the artifact card sets. What you would want to do at that point is select all SSR cards or UR cards, but since we only have SSR, we're going to do those. And when you actually pull an SSR card, it's going to give you an SSR card dupe. So we're actually going to summon here, and let's see if we actually do get one, so I can give you guys an example. Here we go, first try. So now that I've gotten this card, which I already own this card, it's going to be converted into a play card, as you guys can see. So artifact cards already owned will automatically turn into play cards, which means that you get some extra artifact card fodder when leveling up other artifact cards. So that is going to be what you want to do if you already have them all. But as you guys can see, we did get the tier 1. So if I didn't have all of them, let's say, I would go to the next next 3 right here. So we would select this one. We would select if we go down to the tier card, we do this one, and then we would make sure we get the last one as well. And so now that I already have the tier card that I just pulled, I could pull the rest of the cards, and then we can move on to the next card set. So that's pretty much the priority for like what you guys want to be doing, but just making sure that you get the cards for the specific card sets that I mentioned in those order is going to be the most beneficial for your account, and definitely progress your Grand Cross account a little bit better. So I hope this video was helpful, guys, in terms of how the actual artifact wish draw event works. I hope they do bring this back in the future with all artifact cards, because there are a few I actually am missing on my global. For you guys that don't know, if you miss a artifact card set, it does not come back unless there's another wish event. And so right now I am missing, I think, the Demon King card set, because I actually did miss out on the Demon King card. Yep. And then the Ragnarok Festival one is going on right now, but I also do I also am missing this Celestial Realm card. But other than that, like, this is the only one that I really missed out on that I could have benefited from if there was an artifact wish draw event. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a great rest of your day.